Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February, moving into early March 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Taurus here as we move through the beginning parts of Pisces season? Yeah, the energy is flowing. What do we got for my friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card with the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting to me. But yeah, let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. Please and thank you. What's going on, my friends, here in late February, early March? Lots of things coming out. We got our good friend, Mr. Bookhead here. I haven't seen Bookhead in quite a while, and if you've been a long-time watcher, you know this is one of my absolute favorite oracle cards. Probably my favorite, the favorite. Should really dress up like him at Halloween at one time or another. But yeah, we'll talk about him. I'm sure you could guess some of the themes that this card represents. Big page-like energy as well. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our good pal over here. So I always found this very funny, and I still get a kick out of it every time he pops out of the deck. Notice this individual here has books in their hands, surrounded by books, books as a damn necklace, books as a hat. So this obviously could represent knowledge and information in a broad spectrum type of way. So for a lot of Tauruses, maybe you're going down some rabbit holes, right? Maybe you're consuming some knowledge, learning things. This is a really good card for any sort of knowledge, whether it's spiritual, it's just learning, always learning, which is really good. And whenever I link it to page energy, I always say, this could be great for new things like new lines of work, new businesses, anything that's fresh is really good here. But as with all page energy as well, it could represent communication, which could be an underlying theme within the reading depending on what shows out. So whether it's a talk of importance or just communication in general, we'll have to see what's up. But yeah, Bookhead, all about that knowledge. We're going to let him chill right there, look nice and pretty while we get tarot going here. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time for Taurus, please, my guys. And while we get this deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was powerful, a lot of powerful energy. The reading was titled Karma Gets Served. And the reason it was titled that is there was like a lot of cards and energies of karmic cycles, okay, or people getting what they deserve in one way or another, okay? And I don't mean that in like a scary sense. Karma could be a good thing, right? You could get karmic rewards if you put that out into the universe. But we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. And karmic archetypes, this is a very complex subject. It really is. But let's get a couple more. You could be going through a lot of changes, lots of cycles of life when we see the karmic energies mixing around. What do we got for Taurus, please? 3 cards. Thank you. Okay. So 2 cards popped out immediately. We got our good friend, the Knight of Cups, Mr. Prince Charming over here. Usually very good, but the one thing I want to keep watch of is right next to it, we have the Hermit. You could be withdrawing your energy from something in this time, Taurus. We're pulling back your energy, pulling back your vibe. We'll see. Let's get one more out here and then we'll really piece this together. Some of you that might be a Virgo you're connected to. King of Wands, lots of people. Okay, lots of people here for you this week, Taurus. And we're going to have to talk about it because it's making me feel some interesting things already. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I was already giving you some of my initial thoughts. We have a lot of people. We have double court cards, so 2 of the 3 cards could represent individuals and people. or energies that you're going to be embodying. We have the Hermit right here in the center, very powerful major arcana, earthy energy. So we have a different elemental mixture as well. So whether this is multiple individuals or multiple situations, let's just go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number 1, we have the Knight of Cups. This guy often shows up in love readings. Now, for a lot of you, if you've been a watcher for a while, you know that I don't consider myself a love reader alone. I like to look at the big ball of wax of things. It's just how I'm built. But this Knight of Cups often shows up when emotional attachments and relationships and romance and things like love are in the mix, because he is Prince Charming. Now, a portion of you could just be a water sign that you're connected to, or represent someone that you have a ton of love for. Maybe this is how someone has a ton of love for you as well. But aside from the romantic, silky smooth Prince Charming type of energy that we get from this Knight of Cups, it's also creative. Okay, Knights are also messengers. That's another thing I want to say. This one, emotional outpourings, emotional talks, or just letting one's feelings be known can be very important with this Knight of Cups. But what is a challenge of this card? I always like to give both sides of the coin. A challenge of this Knight of Cups in reverse, this could represent somebody that's emotionally shutting down, emotionally closed off, especially next to a card like this Hermit. There could be something you're closing your energy off from or withdrawing from in this time, for sure. In its worst case scenario, the Knight of Cups could be a little bit emotionally manipulative as well, pardon me there. So it's something to watch out for. I don't always go worst case scenario initially, but it is something to make note of, especially with this shutting down energy, because why would you shut down from this Knight of Cups unless it was something that was a little off? Moving to the center, and I knocked the king off his throne. We'll get him back. We have the Hermit. So you see this card, it's the epitome of a double-edged sword. It could just be a Virgo you're connected to. Maybe you have some Virgo placements yourself, that strong, earthy type of energy. But the Hermit is withdrawing, or withdrawn in general. You might be in Hermit mode in this time, Taurus. You might be laying low. Okay, they might not be talking to many people, or there could be a person you're not trying to speak to when this Hermit's in the mix. There's a mysterious energy around him as well. In its roughest case, it could be feelings of solitude and loneliness, separation, stuff like that. Big communication issues. That's why I said, like with this Knight of Cups, moving over to the Hermit, it's like not a lot of speaking, not a lot of talking. Maybe there needs to be a conversation of some sort. But the Hermit has a lot of beautiful energy attached to. This is a card of wisdom. It's extremely spiritual as well. So you might be seeing the wisdom in a situation. You might be diving into spiritual things. When the Hermit's in the mix, it's just very, very wise. So a lot of you might be seeking out some sort of wisdom, okay? Whether it's new, ancient, you name it. But we'll see what's up with that Hermit. Once again, not really movement-based, and it is like withdrawing its energy in one form or another. Now, moving to the back end, there's also a little mystery with the Hermit as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. On to the back end, we have the Knight of Wands, fire energy. Complete opposite from what we got going on here with these other two cards. Now, this could just be a divine masculine figure you're connected to. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. And the thing I always say about kings, whereas like knights represent action and communication, kings kind of represent control of their respective suits. So the King of Wands, that passion, that drive, it could be a little unpredictable sometimes. We'll talk about that in a minute. When I see the King of Wands, I think of someone trying to focus their attention, focus their energy in specific places. Okay, so that might be a mode you're in right now, Taurus, where it's like, okay, I don't want to waste my energy on something. I need to focus it on something worthwhile. You might be really taking stock of what's a waste of your time and what's not. The dark side, aside from like this outgoing, entrepreneurial, social type of energy that we get with this King of Wands, it could be unpredictable, it could be explosive, it could be a volatile type of energy as well. So it is something that we do want to watch out for. And as with all Wands energy, it could be aggressive, it could be a little angry. So this reading could really go a couple different ways. I want to dive deeper on it, Taurus. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here from my friends, please. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for Taurus here? Yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Cups. Why is the Knight of Cups here? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Knight of Cups time. Why is that Knight of Cups here? Thank you. Okay, Page of Swords in reverse. Issues with talking here. Okay, we have that Knight of Swords. And there is somebody that might want to approach. That's another thing. Whether it's you or somebody else, where it's like, no, I'm tired of hanging back. I'm tired of being quiet. Like, I want to approach. That's just the vibe I'm picking up here. And we'll talk about it. Once again, another person that we have. We have all 4 elements out here. We have earth, we have water, fire, air. Page of Swords in reverse underneath this 9 of Cups. And this page in reverse, the Watcher of the Tarot deck, is telling me it's like, yeah, I'm tired of sitting back. I want to approach. So for a lot of you, this could be an important talk that somebody wants to have where they want to approach. They want to open up lines of communication. That's the big thing I'm picking up from here. It's coming through very simple and straightforward. I wouldn't be surprised if someone wants to show you how much they've changed or they've turned over a new leaf or something like that. That's only for a small portion of you. But yeah, this Page of Swords is communicative, but it's also very defensive and it's pulled back, withdrawn. So there is the energy of somebody that wants to communicate, whether it's you or whether it's them. It's like, okay, well, we need to talk about this. So it could be an important or serious talk that needs to be had or is possibly coming in, because I do see someone approaching with this energy where it's like, okay, well, let's talk. So let's keep moving over. Let's see why the Hermit's here. I'm not going to get hung up here. It is what it is. Very simple, but the fact that there's so many people in the energy, make sure you're keeping yourself energetically locked down and protected in this time, because your empathy could be heightened. You could be feeding off the energy of those around you, or their energy could be an influence on you. But let's see why the Hermit's in the mix. Why is the Hermit here? What's this withdrawn energy? Okay, 7 of Wands. Tired of fighting against something, tired of fighting against somebody. This is like, yeah, I just don't want to deal with something right now. It doesn't mean I'll never want to deal with something, but right now I just don't have the energy to do it. That's the exact message that's coming through here. We have the 7 of Wands in reverse underneath the Hermit. So either it's that, either it's like this little avoidant type of energy where it's like, listen, I don't want to face anything head on right now. So I don't really want to deal with it. I wouldn't be surprised if you're dealing with an avoidant person. But if that's not the case, I feel like somebody's trying to lay low, trying to let things simmer down, calm down a little bit. That's just the main vibe. Now the 7 of Wands, in the upright, sometimes it could be someone that feels like trapped or cornered. It's a little combative type of energy. So when I see it in reverse, it's like somebody that doesn't want to fight. They don't want to cause problems. They don't, like, it's just extremely avoidant. That's the best way I can put it here. These messages are coming through very simple and straightforward. So if you've been having communication issues with someone or having a hard time even getting a hold of someone, their avoidant nature, they might just feel like something might be a little too difficult to either address or talk about in the moment. These messages are coming through way too specific, Taurus, so just take it however it hits for you. But we're going to keep progressing forward. Either that or it's just someone laying low. Maybe you're in hermit mode. Maybe you're laying low. It's like, listen, I don't got time. I don't got time for the drama. I don't got time for your games. Like, leave me out of it. Some of you could just be in that mode. So let's see what the Knight of Wands has to say. Then we'll do a quick recap here. I feel like these energies are more other people's than your own in this reading this week, Taurus. So let's see what's happening. Why is that Knight of Wands? King of Wands, pardon me. Why is he here? Why is the King of Wands here? Thank you. All right, somebody finally coming out of the woodwork. Okay, meet in the middle type of energy is showing up here. We have the 4 of Swords in reverse underneath this King of Wands. Somebody finally making a move, taking an action. For a portion of you, this is so specific. I'm just going to say it. I have something here that feels like a mediator. Okay, I don't know if this is like a therapy thing or a mediator thing. I know that's a super specific message, so just take it for whatever it's worth. I just feel like with all these energies, all these people, like a mediator would do well. But onto this clarifier. The 4 of Swords is usually a card of sleep and rest. Make sure you're getting the proper sleep and rest. Some of you could be having sleep issues, and it could be due to energetic imbalance of some kind. When this 4 of Swords shows up in reverse underneath this Knight of Wands, it's like quick, decisive action. So I would not be surprised, once again, going from here, aside from the very specific message I said, the withdrawn, not facing it, avoidant, into like unexpected or surprising action out of nowhere. Like 0 to 100, like explosive energy. Because remember, fire, air, and it's just like coming out of nowhere, where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to approach, then there's the avoidance, and then it's like, boom, just like out of nowhere. So that's the best way I could describe this, Taurus. These energies are super specific and very powerful here on the back end. I wouldn't be surprised if someone does pop up out of the blue, though. Okay, like they've been avoiding, and then out of nowhere, it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's tackle. Like, it's just almost overwhelming, if that makes sense. But let's go through and do a quick recap here, because I know I was given a lot of different things. If you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadow card. Position number 1, we have Prince Charming, Knight of Cups with the Page of Swords in reverse. Somebody that wants to communicate, somebody that wants to approach. That's it, like tired of sitting back, tired of doing nothing, like let's address something. But for some of you, yeah, maybe you're withdrawing your energy, maybe you're not. But there is this vibe of somebody that wants to have a talk that they feel is important or serious. Into the center, we have the Hermit with the 7 of Wands in reverse. This is an avoidant type of individual. Either someone that's trying to avoid problems, or they don't have time for what they perceive as drama, or they just don't have the fight in them at the moment. Now, I don't think that does persist throughout the whole thing, but there is the energy of somebody laying low. So maybe some of you are just laying low. Like, listen, I don't got the time for all that. These are a lot of people, that's their business type of energy. Moving to the back end, we have the King of Wands with the 4 of Swords in reverse. I did mention that very specific message about a mediator. That's only going to be for a small percentage of you, but the big thing I was picking up is somebody like finally popping up, like unexpected action or surprising action, where it's like going from nothing to everything. Like it ramps up really quick. It's like hyperactive almost, where it's just 0 to 100. So do with that what you will. Very unexpected energy and action on the back end. Please take a screenshot if you'd like. Let's get you a shadow card here, Taurus. Yeah, we're just going to shuffle it up and see what's in the shadows for my Taurus friends. I mean, that was a reading. And let's see what you got. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see. And as you know, it's just to see what's within you, or maybe something you don't quite notice. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, though. Let's get this first card out. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for my channel members. Well, there's a few from the Taurus collective in there, and I appreciate you guys very much. Let's get it going. What do we got here for Taurus, please, in the shadows? Thank you. The Strength card. Okay, Leo energy. I like the Strength card. To me, this is generally a person with a lot of determination, a lot of inner strength within them. So this is really a lovely energy that we could be picking up within the shadows for you guys. So let's talk about a little more. If this is not a Leo person, I often see this when somebody's like really going through it in one way or another. For a portion of you, you could be trying to refrain from something in this time when the Strength card is here, or curbing a habit. Like, it's something that takes character to do. So when I see this, I love it in the shadows of any reading, because it tells me that you, whoever you are watching this, that this is resonating for, you have an endless well of internal strength within you. You are a strong individual, and whatever it is you're going through right now, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you have the strength it takes to overcome and persevere. This is a beautiful way to end off the reading. Okay, but yeah, Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to go over to my website, mastermetaphysics.com, to check out my digital calendar. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my go-to decks, and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot suits, which one vibes with your energy the best? Is it the Wands, the Pentacles, Cups, or Swords? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of February, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.